and not get all, worked out over every last thing.
John, I gotta go. But I'm thrilled that you came to us today.
And I think we need to be smart and pick the right fights.
Here we go again. The View's host, Sunny Hostin, is back on the news, and this time, it's not even about her husband's lawsuit. It's something way worse. Senator John Fetterman just served Sunny Hostin a lawsuit only a few minutes after an interview with her and her co-hosts on The View. Yep, that's right. He walked out of the interview and went straight to his lawyer. Why do you think he did that? Stay tuned, because this one is about to get crazy.
My vote and voice is going to follow Israel through that. And I think if anyone is going to be honest.
What seemed like a regular and casual conversation on The View suddenly changed into a full-blown legal war and ended with Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman allegedly suing Sunny and the producers themselves. Just like every other person who is new to the case, you might be wondering what went wrong. Like, what exactly did Sunny say that led to her being sued allegedly? Just in case you have no idea who John Fetterman is, the senior United States Senator from Pennsylvania, and he's been on this glorious seat since 2023. But he isn't a new kid on the block. Fetterman has been in politics for a while, and over time, the Pennsylvania senator has built a strong image as a fearless voice, unafraid to speak out and push back against the norm. He has been called so many things, especially by his critics. But whether he's advocating for underrepresented groups or taking a stand against wrongdoing, Fetterman has shown he's committed to fighting for fairness. That even means calling out the media when he believes they've crossed the line. Now, imagine a man with this kind of portfolio suing you. I bet you'd lose it just like Sunny is losing it right now. This is why this case is a big deal. Well, this is the man The View invited for a controversial sit-down. Because of the reputation of The View and the reputation of Fetterman, everyone in the audience was expecting a very interesting show, but they were definitely not expecting a lawsuit. Then again, what did they expect? A calm, informative discussion sprinkled with hard-hitting, well-researched questions from the hosts. Sure, let's go with that.
They'll say that about the J6 people too, though, right? That's what they're going to say on the other side. That is weaponized also.
I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about the New York trial.
It's not every day you see a political heavyweight like Fetterman agreeing to appear on a show like The View. The hosts, famous for their strong opinions and unapologetic takes, are no strangers to stirring the pot. Much like Fetterman himself, they don't shy away from saying exactly what they think, no matter the fallout. This time was no different. They came out swinging.
Who need to analyze why they would nominate a convicted felon who ran on lies, threats of retribution, and concepts of a plan.
I haven't spent any of my time after the election freaking out.
Amongst the many hosts, including Whoopi Goldberg, one host in particular stole the spotlight. And if you guessed it, it was Sunny. While speaking to the senator, Sunny must have gotten a little too excited and comfortable. She was so comfortable that she made a statement that Fetterman thought crossed a very serious line. Sunny Hostin allegedly made remarks that Fetterman found impossible to ignore. While the specifics remain unclear due to the ongoing legal proceedings, the situation escalated quickly. Fetterman has accused Hostin of making defamatory statements. Okay, this makes it even more interesting. I mean, you know what defamation is. Defamation implies more than mere insults or hurtful words. If it had been just a few harsh words, Fetterman, who is used to strong words from the media, would have probably let it go. But he didn't. He went straight for a defamation lawsuit. And that speaks volumes. Defamation isn't just about bruised egos, it's a serious legal claim accusing someone of making false statements capable of destroying a person's reputation. This means that whatever Sunny said must have been something that could have damaged his reputation in a very terrible way. It might have been something that could have made his supporters and even critics question his integrity and his ability to serve, especially after it had been aired on national TV. No one knows if Sunny was just playing by the books the producers gave her, or if she was trying to catch the senator off guard, but according to inside sources, Fetterman exited the interview abruptly. And his fans? You can always count on them to show their loyalty. One even had this to say, "I love the fact Senator Fetterman refuses to give in to these women on The View, mainly Sunny, who continue to unleash their hatred on the Republican Party." Obviously, Fetterman does not want any of this nonsense at all. He got his legal team together and a suit was ready just a few hours after the show. Many wonder if he has several such suits typed and waiting to be served to whoever decides to cross the line, judging by how fast it was delivered. Well, it is alleged that when his team finally spoke up, they obviously didn't bother to answer that. They only spoke about the lawsuit, and what they said caused some shivers in many media houses. Fetterman's team reportedly insisted that the lawsuit was filed to set boundaries for how people are discussed in the media, especially public figures in politics and government. Sources claimed the lawsuit was quite weighty, and honestly, we are not surprised. I mean, who would be happy to grant an interview where the hosts will try to damage their image? A fan had this to say, "Y'all know he won't be invited back, right?" Sunny and Whoopi steaming mad at his answers. Could this be true? Possibly. Toward the end of the interview, Whoopi cuts Fetterman while he is speaking, and she does this rudely and doesn't even care to apologize, knowing it was an insult to a man of such caliber. And to think this came from Whoopi, one of the richest black actresses and TV hosts. It doesn't speak well of her morals, and it also makes her no different from Sunny. I mean, she left her high stool of grace to take on Sunny's bad habit of being disrespectful to guests.
I gotta go. But I'm thrilled that you came to us today.
Ouch. The poor guy didn't even get to finish his sentence. And let's be real, that "thank you" didn't exactly scream sincerity. Fast forward to the next time Whoopi had the mic to talk about him, and surprise, surprise, her enthusiasm was nowhere to be found.
This weekend, John Fetterman became the first Democratic senator to head down to Mar-a-Lago. Here's what he said Thursday ahead of his trip.
There are speculations that the consequences of this suit might change the way public figures are talked about in the media. After all, even though freedom of speech is allowed and all media houses have licenses to speak freely, there must be some restraint on words or phrases that might damage reputations. What do you think? Do you think there should be some checks on how people speak about public figures? With this new development, many believe that Sunny might face some sanction from ABC. For context, she's been with ABC for nearly a decade, so we cannot say she was ignorant. In fact, there isn't much redemption for her. There are even some people who believe that she might be removed from the show. Of course, this might have something to do with the fact that she's gotten in trouble too many times for her unchecked opinions. She even had to read out a legal note for giving wrong information on air. Check this out.
Pete Hegseth has denied any wrongdoing. His lawyer said he paid the woman in 2023 to head off the threat of a baseless lawsuit. No charges were ever brought.
And just last year, she went under fire for insinuating that the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark, was only loved because she had pretty privilege. She even brought a racial twist to it and birthed racial wars.
A third of the players are in the LGBTQ+ community, and we have to do something about that stigma in this country. I think that people have a problem with basketball playing women that are lesbians. Who cares? They are great athletes.
And you thought that was it? Oh, think again. She recently got another round of media backlash when she jumped to her husband Emmanuel Sunny Hostin's defense, after he was named as a defendant in an insurance fraud lawsuit.
Mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
She lashed out at American Transit, branding their lawsuit as nothing more than a frivolous stunt. She accused the company of using legal action as a desperate attempt to avoid paying for medical and surgical procedures for their insured clients who were suffering in pain. Doubling down, she called it a full-blown smear campaign, openly accusing the insurance giant of harassing not just her but her entire family. And then, the bombshell, she announced she was planning to hit back with a counter-lawsuit for defamation. Well, look how the tables have turned. Sunny is now under fire for the same defamation she attacked an insurance company for weeks ago, and she just might face further queries from ABC. She seems to have caused multiple negative media for ABC, and the producers might decide they have had enough. In fact, as the news of the lawsuit broke, social media exploded with reactions. Some people seem to be on Fetterman's side, especially those who were sick of Sunny's opinions going unchecked. Someone even commented that Sunny should be fired. Sunny needs to be fired. I cannot believe how deranged and hateful she is. But there are still a few who seem to be on Sunny's side, giving her the benefit of the doubt. Of course, some of these are also criticisms of the US Senator. A fan of the show mentioned, "Many of us appreciate that she is there and want her there. She is smart, insightful, knowledgeable, and a decent, normal person. Thank goodness for Whoopi, Joy, and Sunny." Whatever the case, Sunny's actions have caused a whirlwind of speculation and debate on all social media platforms. Many wonder, did she really mean it that way? Is this just a publicity stunt? The questions were endless. Sunny Hostin's controversy seems to be the gift that keeps on giving for media gossip. This lawsuit, however, may be the most damaging yet. Legal experts have started weighing in, suggesting that Fetterman's case could potentially set a legal precedent for how public figures are protected from media commentary. If Sunny loses this case, it might signal to talk show hosts everywhere that boundaries exist, and crossing them could come with a hefty price tag. Some argue that Fetterman's legal action is a bold move to protect his integrity, while others think it's an overreaction to a comment that may not have been intended maliciously. Regardless, Sunny's history of speaking without a filter doesn't exactly help her case. Critics say she's too reckless for daytime television, with her tendency to stir the pot overshadowing the purpose of the show. And let's not forget that The View has been criticized before for how it handles interviews with controversial guests. The backlash this time might not just stop at Sunny, it could bring new scrutiny on the show's producers and ABC's oversight. The question now is, how will ABC handle the fallout this time? And knowing who Sunny is, do you think this scandal is over? Do you think Fetterman will go easy on her? Well, with every new twist, we'll be right here, popcorn in hand, watching it all unfold like the courtroom drama it's destined to be. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a single detail. I'll catch you in the next one.